Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another epic episode of Scars with Nokwethaba. Well, you already know in this show we celebrate and embrace the power of survival and victory. Mina ke nguNokwethaba kaZulu, and I am your host. Angihambi ngedwa ke namhlanje. I'm with my guest, Andile Latha. He is a writer and he recently published a book with how many poems? Is it 26?
26.
Yeah.
26 poems.
With 26 poems, and we're about to talk about that here. And today, angihambi ngedwa ke bafethu as usual. I'm with Andile Latha, umkhaya wami, and he's a writer, he's a poet. I'm so excited, guys. He recently published a book of 26 poems. How incredible is that? Welcome to the show, Andile.
Thank you, Nokwethaba, and thank you to the viewers.
It's so good to see you. You actually traveled from KZN to Johannesburg to actually shoot this interview, and I don't know what to say. I am so grateful.
Yeah, I'm the one who's grateful here for having me on the show.
Okay, and I read your poems, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So right now, I'd like to give you a white card where you actually introduce yourself so that audience can interact with you better when they know who you are. But by the time you are doing that, please hold this for me.
Yeah.
So basically, that's your pure stage in your life where you haven't experienced your scar, when you didn't even know that it's going to happen to you. So let us know a bit about you, like your upbringing, who you are. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, Andile is someone a humble kid. That's what I can say about me. I was raised by my grandmother. And I can say I was raised by, I would say my stepfather, yes, my stepfather from all the way from Tsilima. Yeah, he raised me. That's where I earn most of my living. Yeah, so Andile is that guy who always wanna uplift others up, even if I don't have anything, but I always look up. If someone doesn't have something and then I have something, surely I will offer the thing to them. I'm not a selfish person. Even now, it still goes that way, even though as time went by and then people show me the true colors, so, but still.
But
I
still
haven't
you
changed.
remain to
Yeah.
who you are. So tell me more about ukukhula ngo-Andile. How is the environment? Because I know for a fact I was also raised by my grandmother, and I know the love, the warmth that comes with being in an environment where you are raised by a grandparent.
Yeah. So, ukhula kwami vele it wasn't that hard as in cooler, because I've never seen a lot of things like ngizbuke on a different perspective, I always look within the box, not outside of the box,
Okay.
So as I grew up and then I started to look outside of the box, So me growing up with my grandmother, it was fun, We would go in the garden. We mostly earn our living with cultivating, because in KZN that's what we do the most.
Yes.
So Slimumbila, and all those things. They're Umama wasn't there next to me. Of course, my mother is still young but older now. So the life of the girls as they grew up. So
She was a teen mom.
yeah. So that was the thing. So my grandmother raised me very well, and yeah, I'm grateful to her. Even though recently during the lockdown she passed away, she was hit by a truck. So yeah, may her soul rest in peace as well. So but then, however, my grandmother taught me to embrace the bad and good that I found in life. So my grandmother taught me very well. So that's how I grew up. I was raised by her. So she taught me everything that she could. But most importantly, the thing that she taught me is to be kind to others, to be humble at all the time, Because, whenever you're climbing up that ladder, you need people
True.
who will be your leader, Because there is no such a person who can tell me that they just climbed up without
True.
anyone's assistance. So my grandmother taught me that being humble and helping others, it's the way to go up. Even though you will come across with some stumbles, some people they will let you down, but you mustn't give up. So
Okay, before we actually get into details of your grandmother, which I believe that's part of your scars, so we'll go to the break, and then when we come back, we get into that. So guys, please stay with us. Ngihlela nomkhaya wami. Guys, for the record, I'm from Egcilima. Like we both went to the same school. I'm so excited right now. So please stay with us. As we go to the ad break, guys, please stay with me. As in, I'm so excited. I'm with umkhaya wami lana. For the record, guys, sisuka Egcilima and we went to the same school. So I can't wait for you guys to learn about him. So please stay tuned. Please don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Scars with Nokwethaba. And please, guys, like, share, comment, tell your friends to tell their friends to subscribe on our YouTube channel, Scars with Nokwethaba. Mina ngisahleli naye ke lana Andile Latha. And this time around, we have a red card. So, I don't know what comes into your mind when you see the red color.
when I see the red color, I, what comes in my mind are my scars that I've been through. The very same scars that made me who I am today.
Okay, so that's exactly what it represents, Nalaikaya. So those are your scars. So we just want to take you a little bit back to what you went through. Not because we want to hurt you, but we want you to tell others your story so that they can find healing in it, and also to embrace, because sometimes we forget to look back on the things that we've overcame, and we just like going forward and forget to embrace ourselves. So in this moment, it's not even a matter of trying to bring you pain back, but to embrace you and to find healing in your story. So please take us through your scar.
Yeah, so my scars started back when I wasn't living with my parents, my biological parents, my mother and my father. By the way, my mother and my father, they are still alive even today. So I was living with my grandmother, and then from there I went on to live Eqilima, where
Okay,
we
wait.
both came from.
Your grandmother from your mother's side or your father's side?
My grandmother from my mother's side actually lived in Shepston, Epopoi.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was born in Murchison Hospital, so that's where she lived. And then I then moved to my other grandmother's side, my father's side, the one I grew up with. So actually, that is not my biological father, but he is my biological father by actions.
So wait, this is your grandmother from your biological from your other
From
father,
from my stepfather.
from your stepfather.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so that's how it is. So I lived with them like for most of my life, you know. Yes, so I grew up there, yeah, and everything happened there. But where my scars came from, it was whereby I needed my both biological parents, and then they were not there. And then where it hurts the most, it was the time whereby I was there at Mbambi High School. I was doing my grade 10. I needed them to support me more than ever. You know the pressure when you started grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, you need your parents to be there. Not that you need them financially. Like I even told them that I don't need their money. I just
Yes,
need
you
that
need them like
support, you know.
emotionally.
Yeah, so whenever like I'm going through rough patch, like I'm going through rough times, you know, they will be there to say, it's okay, my son, it's okay, you will get through this, you know. That's all I wanted. But unfortunately, I never obtained that. So that's where my scars, they all began.
So I'm trying to understand. They denied you access to them, or like how were they not giving you that?
In
Did you
fact,
speak to them or?
the term that you just used, they denied me. It's a respectable term. In fact, they both abandoned me. Yes. So to take you through that word that I used, they both abandoned me, you know. When I was growing up, like since a little kid, I was still in primary. I never knew my father. So I'm trying to show like as I was in grade 10, the thing that they did to me, it took me back, you know. So now I'm starting to analyze something that were happening back then, you know. So I when I was growing up, like at this young age, I never knew my father, and my mother was not always there. I was always with
Grandmother
my grandmother,
and the
my mother's
stepdad.
mother, yes. And
So,
then my stepdad always come in, even though they broke up with my mother. He always come to check up on me, you know.
so did you know it's your stepdad the
No,
entire time, or you
no, I
thought
didn't
it's your
know.
dad?
I thought it was my dad. The way he treated me, you know, we would move from one place to another. He's always there for me, even though I'm with my mother's mother, of which is my grandmother. He will show up, come with some things for me. Son, this is yours. Son, this is the money to carry at school. You know, all those things. That's why I didn't like even think he wasn't my father.
So,
But
when did you find, at what age did you find out that he's actually not your father?
oh, so I find out that it was 2006. Yeah, it was 2006. At that time, I was about 11, 12. That's where I found out that he wasn't my biological father. And the thing that makes me like always like praise him as my father, it's because he was the one who came to me first to tell me.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. Nice,
Yes.
because I was about to ask you, how did you find out and how did you feel about him not telling you? But if he's the one who told you,
Yeah,
then that makes it better.
he was the one who came to me because what happened is there was a fight within the family. My mother and her sister. Her sister was telling her that you need to take the kid to his biological father, of which it was in Durban. And then I never knew, like, it was a surprise to me that, oh, I have another father, you know? So that's what happened. And it hurt me to find out that I have another father. And then when I asked my stepfather about this, and then he, I won't even say maybe another man could handle it with the way he handled it, you know? He took his time, and then he put me down and said, Andile, Lalela, this is what happened. Ngamthola uma wakho kanje kanje kanje, you were there, your father wasn't there. I raised you as my own kid, you know. So actually, a lot of people like bazi ukuthi I'm the firstborn again.
Oh,
So like loya muntu ungikhulisile ngenye indlela. So yeah, and that's why I ended up like sengumuntu waseCilima and all those stuff. And ne-environment yaseCilima ingifundisa okuningi because abantu balaphayana ish ayi basaphila isidala seriously, and ngafunda ngabona, so that's why ngu-Andile lo enguyena namhlanje.
okay. We're going to talk about your victories after this. And I read your book. I read all your poems, and there was this poem that just resonated with me. It says, "What the darkness within me."
Yeah, the darkness within me.
And then when you're actually telling your story now, it's like it's replaying in my head that that's how you felt at that time. But now that the light has came, Andile is able to express himself. Andile is able to write a book, a whole book with poems. So I'd like us to talk about that when we come back from the break, which is your victories. So guys, please stay with us. For a fact, every child out there needs their parent. It doesn't necessarily need to be financial or however, but just to be there emotional for your child and be sure ukuthi la khona right. So namhlanje sikhuluma no Andile okhuluma ngaleyo nto ukuthi empilweni yakhe abazali bakhe bebengekho, but he was able to be the person that he is today. So njengamanje we are going to talk about his victories, nokubhala kwakhe incwadi, nokukhula zabe ile ndoda ayiyona. So please be with us. So njengamanje sesiphethe ikhadi blue, and this color, it means victory. I always want to say it in isiZulu, like ukunqoba, and it just give that thing yokuthi yeah, I conquered. Yabo. So kuzo zonke lezo zimo lezo obukuzona, but you're able to conquer everything. You're able to be the Andile that you are today. And someone is out there wondering ukuthi eish, u-Andile uyenze kanjani lento at the age 11 when you actually find out everything, but you are able to pick yourself up and be the person that you are today. Sicela ke i-receipt. How did you do it? I know people have like different ways in life of making it. Yabo. So manje interested ukuthi u-Andile ke yena, how did he do it?
Yeah, like indeed it's true ukuthi abantu baneyindlela zabo zokwenza izinto zabo their own way. But recently into engiyitholile ukuthi abantu abaningi they tend to focus ezintweni ezimbi ezenziwe kubona or ezintweni ezimbi ezenzeke kubona, you know. But with uAndile yes, I don't wanna lie, ngifocusile ezintweni ezimbi ezenzeke kumina. But due to into engangifundiswe ugogo wami, I managed ukuthi kulezo zinto ezibi ebekade zenzeka kumina, like in those bad things, in those corners, in that darkness, I managed to find that silver lining in it, because in each and every dark cloud there is a silver lining.
True.
And then I managed to find that silver lining, you know. So in whatever bad that was done to me by whoever, but I managed to pick out the good in it. When I'm saying I managed to pick out the good in it, I managed ukuthi ngithathe lokho okuzothatha mina kungise phambili.
Like, how do you do that?
Okuzongibeka phansi.
How do you do that? How do you do that? I know people always ask me this, but how do I do it? Like, I don't know, it's like the negativity. When there's a negativity in whatever, I'm just like kind of tell myself that I'm going to block this negativity and focus on the positivity that's going to benefit me. But when people ask me, how do you do it? Like, I don't really have the defined answer. This is how I do it.
Yeah.
So how do you do it? Like, how do you say, no, I'm going to shy away from the bad. I'm just going to focus on the good.
Okay, like it's not easy, but it's easy when I'm saying it. But when it comes to applying it, it's not easy.
True.
And then like even to explain it, it's hard, but I am going to do that in a short version, you know. In order like more embi, you mustn't focus on it. The best thing to do ukuthi uyibuke la ukhona. Okay? Kungenzeka ukuthi ulahlekelwa abazali or mhlambe into oyithandayo, mhlambe khona umuntu oyintshotshile, but you just need to accept isimo. You just need to accept. And then how do you accept? I'll accept isimo ngokuthi like kulokhu khomba abantu. No, you don't pinpoint fingers at others. Because the minute you pinpoint fingers at others, and then imini eminingi isuke ikhombe wena. Okay? But only one okhombela abanye abantu, which means there is something ongayenzanga right. In order for you ukuthi ungeke uzudluleke in that thing ukuthi lokhu uzifuna lokhu ipequlula. No, accept isimo. Okay? Mase usamkelile isimo, talk to yourself. Abanye abantu baye bathi ngiyagula ekhanda. Yabona, even kwi crowd mina ngiye ngikhulume ngedwa mase ngibona ukuthi okay, lento le ayenze ngendlela. Ngiye ngitshele ngithi like uzongithola like yabo like I'm doing this, you know this thing, like I'll be like okay. And then breathe in, breathe out, like okay.
Meditate.
Andile, it's fine. That's what I normally say. Andile, it's fine. It's okay. Okay? It's okay. You are here now, but 2 hours later, where will you be? Mind-wise. You know?
Okay.
So, like, ngivele ngithathe ngiyibeke la eduze, angiyibeki ngeinsuku, because moyibeka ngeinsuku, it's too far. 24 hours. It's too far. 2 hours now. And then mangisamkela leso simo leso, and then lento eyenzeke lapho, I just leave it there, and then ngiyasuka lapho ngiqala something new.
So accept her
Yes,
and
to
you
accept,
meditate.
it's to accept, maintain, let it go.
Okay.
By letting it go, not that ukuthi uzolokhu ukhomba abantu, no, you accept, even if noma ubona ukuthi okay lo ungenze kabi ungabusamkhomba. Mina normally ngiye ngithini, hate, it's a big word for me, because into yokuqala angikwazi ukudinwa. Okay, angikwazi ukudinwa, I can't even say ngci, you know, angikwazi ukudinwa. The only thing ngivele ngiyenze, ngivele ngithule, mangithulile mase ngingedwa, I will let my tears roll out. Okay, and then lapho just know ukuthi sengidlulile.
And it actually comes out in your writings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I read your poems and it really does. So, sesivala singayithola kuphi incwadi?
Yeah, like you can get my book. Okay, my book was first published on Amazon, so which is internationally, and then yeah, you can get it there. And then currently, like I was working with another guy who goes by the name of Nokwethaba. He's a writer, a motivational speaker from here in South Africa. So actually, my book has been published here in Cape Town. So due to lockdown and what is happening in our country, so yeah, it took longer for it to reach me. But my book is out there, it's on Amazon. But then normally for South Africans, I normally say this: if you're going to buy it direct to Amazon, it's going to be too much for you.
Okay.
Because the book on Amazon, it's 160 rand. It's 160 rand, yes. And then if you buy a single copy, and then transportation fees to South Africa, it's 400 rand. So you actually bought my book, it's 560 rand, okay? But if you buy it direct to me, it's much cheaper, because I will buy in bulk. And please do take note of this. I'm an order, so I have a bigger advantage, you know. So I can order them, bring them here at a low cost, and then you can buy it from me at 200 rand.
Then how do we buy it from you? Like, like social
Yeah,
media?
you get me on social media platforms.
And who are you on social media?
Okay, like on social media platforms, on Facebook, I'm Andile Latha, just simple Andile Latha. My surname, you spell it like it's Latha, it's Andile Latha. And then on my Instagram, it's Andile H Latha. So on my Instagram and my Twitter, I normally use the name that I use, like as an author, because as an author, I'm well known as Andile H Latha. So
okay.
that H stands for my middle name that I don't want to mention. Because I don't want to mention, because it was given to me by a doctor who helped my mother when she was giving birth. Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
I go by the name of Andile H Latha. Even my personal contacts, they are there on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. You can find me. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming. I hope everyone out there will watch it, and maybe even if it's one life, it's okay. It would change lives. So guys, please do yourself a favor. Follow Andile and buy a book. We're out.